Chairman of the board of Unison Corporation, our first guest has been a pioneer in the home computer market with his invention of the Apple I and now the Apple Lisa. As if this isn't enough, in celebration of his good fortune and big fat wallet and love of music, he decided to throw a party last year with the Rock Music US Festival here in Los Angeles. This party, of which we're seeing a little bit of here, has now become a yearly event. And here's Stephen Wozniak, the guy that put all that together. Now, a guy that would invent computers would not seem like the same kind of guy that would put together a rock festival.
Well, typically, that person would never be in a position in their life where even the idea could possibly have a chance to have some time to be considered realistically and the time and energy put in that direction. But some unusual combination of events occurred to set it up. First of all, I had a plane crash while working at Apple and decided to take a year off and go back to school to get my degree. So basically, for a year in my life, I was a full-time student at Berkeley and was away from work. So, in other words, my time was set up for doing something like this. The idea occurred and it was intriguing, and I wasn't yet in the mode of having my investments very carefully managed by other counselors, and I was free enough to do what I wanted.
So you just put together the US Festival, which
Correct.
Last year was in San Bernardino.
Right.
And will be where this year?
Same place,
Same place in
Yes.
San Bernardino. And it is a big, big event. Now, it just started out to be a party last year?
No, because the theme of it being a party sort of sounds like, okay, I'm just going to go out and put on this big, huge thing and get a bunch of people to come out, and all I'm trying to do is put on a big thing. No, I was basically trying to make money, and I had a feeling if I did a successful rock and roll show with a lot of headliners in one place, if it were so successful that a lot of people came and enjoyed it, I would also make a lot of money. And I was wrong last year. But this year, I think I've got a better shot.
Oh, you didn't make any money last year?
Lost a lot.
Really? How many people were there?
Oh, probably 400,000 total over 3 days.
And how many were at Woodstock? 600,000, I think, wasn't it? Something like that?
Oh, I think I've heard 400,000 at Woodstock, but 400,000 times 3 days then.
Yeah.
So it probably wasn't that magnitude.
As many as you have. You know, a lot of people wouldn't attempt a thing like that again because I know they attempted big rock festivals after Woodstock and they all failed, especially trying to organize them. I mean, you had the problems with the drugs, the getting there, the getting out of there.
Well, even the big festivals of the late 60s, like Woodstock, were considered failures. Pretty much the US Festival was the first big one ever in this country to be considered successful, and it came off well managed, and there were no unexpected events and atrocities and riots and people hurt and whatnot.
It's kind of changed a lot since those days, I guess. The rock
the
festival.
mood's a lot quieter.
How do you organize such a thing like this year? Now, we go there it's Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
Okay, we drive there, we have a place to park.
Right, the Highway Patrol and Caltrans work with us, and they have their trucks out directing you into various exits, depending whether you want to camp or just park or drop people off. And we change the exits as parking lots fill up, and we assign new lots.
Now, what are the groups appearing there?
Well,
acts?
This year we've got the highest level acts in the world that are obtainable today, and our first day is kind of a new wave, a lot of newer music, headlined by The Clash, Stray Cats, Men at Work, Flock of Seagulls, and others. The second day is more of a hard rock and roll day, sometimes termed heavy metal, the finest day of its kind. Van Halen, probably number top rock group in the country right now, headlines at Scorpions, Spirit, etc. Third day is headlined by David Bowie. We got him to cut short a European tour and cancel date over there.
Isn't it also said that he's being paid the highest amount ever to appear at a concert?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Want to tell us what?
I'm not that much into the rock and roll business to compare to others. Over $1 million.
He's getting over $1 million?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, and that goes for other groups, other headliners who had a favorite nation status that no one will get paid more than us. And then that's going to be a great day for more of the mellow, softer crowd like we had last year, with Pretenders, John Cougar, and some of those Stevie Nicks.
Now, how long would one day's concert last?
Pretty much from either 10 a.m. or noon until midnight. They all end at midnight.
So it starts anywhere between 10 a.m. and noon and goes all the way till midnight.
Right. Pretty much we want people to be able to get away, especially the last day, Monday, in time that they can still get home and get to work the next day.
Now, what about the computer end of your life, which apparently started all this? Back up a little bit with me on the Apple computer. You actually invented the Apple home computer?
Right, the Apple I and the Apple II. I invented them, I designed them, and it was just my direction of the sort of computer I wanted in my own life. There was no product and there was no company, there was no intent to sell them, just to basically share unique designs down at the local computer club. Because back in those days, 1975, 76, there was no foreseeable huge market. There was no large amount of money attached. The company I worked for, Hewlett-Packard, didn't want the computer when I offered it to them.
Really?
Yeah. So there was really no foreseen value in those days. So what happened, just, you know, the market expanded and mushroomed, and we just happened to have the right product and rode it along.
When you say we, is it you as an individual, or did you have a whole group of people with you?
Pretty much started out as just myself and a friend, and we went that way for a year. Neither of us needed incomes because we had jobs or we lived with our parents. And we decided to become a real company, go out and get some venture money, bring in some talents in the marketing and production areas. And about the time we became a real company, from that day on, we just grew steadily.
We're going to take a little break, come back and talk with you more about how one becomes so successful at such a young age. Steve Wozniak, stay with us, okay?